Hello, and welcome to a look at the latest film from the mind of J.K. Rowling. Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. We have an exclusive clip to share with you lucky folk, but first, let's hear more about the upcoming movie and the stars themselves.
Everyone is scared of something.
Ridiculous!
Newt? You're up next. That's an unusual one. What Mr. Scamander fears above everything else is...
having to work in an office, sir.
At the beginning of this film, Newt has come back from America, where we last saw him with Tina. He has published Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which has become a huge success and made him quite famous within the wizarding community, which he doesn't deal with particularly well. And all he wants to do is go back to America to find Tina, but they've put a travel ban on him. So you find a slightly sort of aggy Newt at the beginning of the film. He's not particularly happy because all the ministry, the British Ministry of Magic, and all the bureaucracy is stopping him from getting back to the girl that he fancies.
There's a rumour that Newt Scamander is headed to Paris under your orders.
Well, at the end of the first film, we see she's been reinstated as an aura, which is almost everything for Tina. Certainly prior to meeting Newt, her job was everything to her. After meeting Newt, she's got two interests in the world, but being reinstated as an aura, it's almost like she got her identity back. She's now in a long-distance relationship with Newt Scamander, and in long-distance relationships, as everybody knows, sometimes communication can be a problem. And she's got the wrong idea about what's going on with him. So she's sure-footed at work, but still a little unsteady in her private life. We come to see Queenie, and she's been in a relationship, and it's not just a regular relationship, it's a forbidden relationship, essentially. She is majorly breaking the rules.
She's taken Jacob to Europe, where there are less rules about muggles and wizards being together.
You going somewhere? No. Where you going somewhere?
Jeez. And in doing so has caused a huge rift with her sister. She's very focused on having her man.
I play Theseus Scamander, and he's Newt's older brother. He's the head aura of the British, at the British Ministry of Magic, which means he's a very successful man. He's straight-laced in comparison to Newt, everything that Newt isn't. And he's worried about his brother. He wants his brother to come and fight the good fight the way that he is.
That's her brother?
I think that might have been the best fight I've ever had.
And he's engaged to Lita Lestrange, who is played by Zoe Kravitz. And they used to have a thing, apparently.
I play Lita Lestrange. She is a pure-blood wizard who went to Hogwarts, where she met Newt, and they were both kind of outcasts at school, and I think that's kind of what brought them together, and they, I think, found a lot of comfort in each other. So they were very close when they were young, and now fast forward, and they've grown a part of it, and she's now engaged to Theseus, Newt's brother.
You're too good, Newt. You never met a monster you couldn't love.
I play Maledictus, and she's part of the circus where she performs, and her powers are exploited there by the circus master. And there she meets Credence, where they become friends, and they go on this journey together to find out who he is.
He wants to figure out who he is. In some ways, I think he's trying to reconcile the violence and abuse in his past, and it's also a journey of finding companionship with someone for the first time.
Mr. Scamander!
Do you think Dumbledore will mourn for you?
One of the things that got fans' jaws a-wagging was the fact that the film shows us a young Albus Dumbledore, played by Jude Law.
I have some questions for you, Professor.
This is a surprise.
I think he handled the pressure, from what I could see, very well. He seemed very comfortable, and I think he spent a lot of time, doing his research and talking to J.K., and I mean, he's a brilliant actor. He knows what he's doing.
I watched him a few times. He's so grounded and so in control, and alluring, and you're drawn to him as a man. He's also a really cool guy.
I think he brings an incredible, multifaceted, very complicated approach to Dumbledore.
I can't move against Grindelwald. It has to be you.
Well, I'm completely biased because I think Jude Law is a god. I've known Jude for a while. I love him as a person and I love him as an actor. And what he has is this kind of mixture of like a mercurial, sort of playful quality and a great gravitas. And you know, Richard Harris and Michael Camden as such sort of icons, and Dumbledore himself is such a sort of iconic character that they were big shoes to fill. And that the second that Jude arrived on set, he was mind blowing. So, in fact, one of the great joys of this film was getting to play with him.
In your shoes, I'd probably refuse to. It's late. Good evening, Ned. Oh, come on.
It was pretty clear when I first spoke with David Yates, the director, about it, that he and Joe Rowling were keen that this was a Dumbledore who is a good 85, maybe more years younger. His demons are a little closer to the surface than the man who we got to know through the Potter books and films. And so for me as an actor, there was a sort of complexity and a sort of darkness there that's really fun to mine. But there's already a twinkle of mischievous, humorous knowing, I think, that I like to think I've perhaps used or stolen rather from the other two actors.
I know he's working under your orders. What do you have to say for yourself, Dumbledore?
If you'd ever had the pleasure to teach him, you'd know Newt is not a great follower of orders.
I think this film is unlike any of the Wizarding World films in the sense that what it manages to combine through this extraordinary kind of labyrinth-like plot with a sort of plethora of characters, all who are incredibly individual, old characters from the Beast films that we've known now been connected to names and families that we know from the Potter world. It manages to juggle tones and stories in a way that I have not seen for a long time. I found it a complete ride to be a part of, and what I've seen is pretty unique.
You don't suffer from motion sickness, see?
I don't do well on both.
That's all we have time for, but before we go, let's have an exclusive look at Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
They're ready for you, Newt.
Peter. What are you doing here?
Theseus thought it would be good if I became part of the Ministry family.
Did he actually say the words Ministry family? That sounds like my brother.
Theseus was disappointed you couldn't come to dinner. Any other nights we've asked you?
Well, I've been busy.
He's your brother, Newt. He likes spending time with you. And so do I.
Oi, you hop in, pig.
Why do strange creatures love you so much?
Well, there are no strange creatures.
Only blinkered people. How long did you get in detention for saying that to Prendergast?
I think it was a month that time.
And I set up a dung bomb under his test so I could join you. Do you remember?
No, I actually don't remember that.
Hello.
Theseus, we were just talking about Newt coming for dinner.
Really? Well, but before we go in there,
It's my fifth attempt, Theseus. I know
this isn't going to be like the other times. This is just try and keep an open mind, will you? And maybe a little less.
like me.
Well, it can't hurt. Come on, let's go.